Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick recap of sort of where we left off last week, and Daphne's going to give you some resources and walk you through a few things. But last week, when we jumped in, we were talking about sort of pain points for you. Like, is there a place that feel you're struggling right now with your business that's either a mental roadblock or a financial roadblock or an anything roadblock? And a couple of you shared where you were. And then we had talked about identifying your client, like who are they? And first figuring out what you would tell someone you do, like sort of creating that elevator speech. And Mike had shared a link from Simon Sinek that was really good. And I know Candy, you watched it. I know Dina, you watched it too.
I did.
And Hope as well. Yeah. And so that was sort of your homework assignment. Well, if you want to call it a homework assignment, to kind of take this week and think about how you would explain your business in as few words as possible to somebody, to make it very clear what you do, all the while thinking about who those people you're speaking to would be. And Candy posted in the VIP group what she had sort of come up with. It was really good. I like that. Thanks for sharing that. And so today we're just going to be sort of, going through any of you who have, and maybe Candy, you could walk through yours in case people didn't see it really quickly. And then anyone else who sort of was able to give this a little bit of time this week. And then Daphne's going to talk to you about how to identify who your ideal clients would be. So who you'd be pitching this to, sort of.
We have a list down here as some brands so that you guys can start kind of getting those thoughts, going, thinking in that respect of like, okay, the brands that I love and support, why do I buy from them? Is it because they make the best chicken sandwich in the whole wide world ever? Or is it because I really just like love their values, right? And it's a feel good purchase, right? So we're going to talk about some of that. So this is a list of questions on how to identify your ideal customer or your client. Some of this is going to apply to everybody, and some of it, like the ones that are highlighted in yellow, will mostly apply to like a service-based business, something like Michael's doing or Candy, where their customers are their clients, or they're it's a different audience than somebody that's buying a product, right? Let's go through the questions, and then you guys will have this Google Doc. You'll have access to it, and you can get it and download or whatever, and then kind of just fill this out. It's not homework necessarily, but we would like the feedback from it so that you can sort of like start developing what and get the feedback from the question, so that you're like, okay, I'm starting to identify who this person is, because then we're going to be talking about later on is attracting this person. So we can't attract them if we don't know who they are. So this is like sort of like the identifying them part. I know that Maggie shared that YouTube video yesterday last week that Michael had suggested, but there's a couple of YouTube videos from some marketing gurus and somebody that I like to follow. There's a couple of them that talk about that, sharing the story, because people want that personal, relatability for whatever product or service it is. It could be something as simple as a chicken sandwich or a piece of art or midwives, so I mean but still, like there's a reason people choose the companies and the brands that they choose. And to say, when you were talking about how they had told you that would actually kind of hurt your business, I wanted to say that, I mean, that works both ways. You're going to attract the people that love that about you and tell others about it. And I think about brands that have stood for things that I'm completely against.